What's going on, guys? I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate support. Guys, I seen this story about an hour ago, and it made me raise up in my chair when I heard all the details, and I'm going to share them with you guys. We going to Mesquite, Texas with this. Shout out Mesquite. And the story is about this guy right here. And this guy that looked like he got a pineapple on his face or some shit is 42 years old. His name is Christopher Witt. Like I said, he's a 42-year-old man child. And the reason why I call him this will be explained in my commentary. This guy right here killed this girl right here, Keisha Hilliard, 42 years old, his girlfriend, by shooting her in the head during an argument in the house, in the kitchen. Now, in the house, there was a 3-year-old and a 7-month-old child, respectively, while he did this. After, you know what? Just a look. You'll see what I'm talking about.
11 days on the run, a North Texas man is finally behind bars, accused of murdering his longtime girlfriend. Good evening, everybody. I'm Casey Stiegel. 42-year-old Christopher Witt was arrested this past Thursday. Police say he shot and killed 42-year-old Keisha Hilliard at her home on Avis Circle in Mesquite. According to relatives, the victim's 2 young children were inside the house when that crime occurred. Fox 4's Vanya Castillo is working tonight's top story and joins us live with reaction from the victim's family. Vanya?
Hi, Casey. Yeah, 3 shocking words coming from the mouth of a 3-year-old. Daddy killed Keisha is what led a man suspected of killing his partner's sister to turn to police. Now, Keisha Hilliard's family, after 2 weeks, was left with uncertainty.
So I'm happy that he's finally off the streets.
Malcolm Hilliard's sister, 42-year-old Keisha Hilliard, was found dead in her home on October 12th. Her partner, Christopher Witt, was arrested on Thursday, accused of shooting and killing her. Investigators say he dropped off the couple's 6-month-old baby and his 3-year-old son at his parents' home before disappearing.
I'm happy that he's finally off the streets because it's already bad enough, but it's a whole lot better now that we know that he's off the street and we finally can get some type of closure behind this situation.
According to a police affidavit, Witt's sister called 911 requesting a welfare check after he'd called her and told her he had hurt Hilliard. When she arrived at their parents' home, it was 3 words from Witt's 3-year-old son that made Witt's sister know it was a race against time. Daddy killed Keisha.
I would ask him why he did what he did.
Hilliard was found dead in her home with a single gunshot wound to her forehead. According to the police affidavit, Witt's son told forensic interviewers that he watched Witt shoot and kill Hilliard, that he was so close to the gunfire that it hurt his ears.
It was exciting that he was caught finally, but, you know, it still don't bring my sister back.
Hilliard's brother Malcolm found out about Witt's arrest after he got a text from Hilliard's daughter.
She told me that her mama did it. I was like, what you mean? And they told me that he was caught.
And after 2 weeks of uncertainty, his family is trying to heal, but they're also giving thanks.
We got a lot of support behind this from the community, so I just want to say I appreciate everybody who helped share what happened to my sister.
Now, Christopher Witt was booked into the Dallas County Jail. We'll continue to keep you updated as more about this case comes to light. Casey?
An unimaginable thing for anybody to see, no less children. Fox 4's Vanya Castillo reporting tonight. Vanya, thank you.
You know, it feels a lot better, man, that he's not on the street.
Relief?
It took a big toll on us. You know, you never think something like this would happen to your family.
And anger. 2 emotions Malcolm Hilliard is juggling on the day he laid his sister, 42-year-old Keisha Hilliard, to rest. The same day, police charged her accused killer with murder. Longtime boyfriend, 42-year-old Christopher Witt, who'd been on the run for nearly 2 weeks.
We're so glad that he's finally caught and now that justice can be served because him being on the run just gives my family a very unsettling feeling.
An unsettling feeling because on October 12th, Hilliard was found shot to death in her Mesquite home. A 7-month-old baby and a 3-year-old inside during it all, Malcolm says. Witt, who Hilliard has a child with, abruptly dropped those children off at a family member's house and disappeared, he added. Mesquite PD found Hilliard after a welfare check and deemed Witt the primary suspect. He was captured in South Dallas.
His story of events, you know, regardless of whatever, it doesn't matter because he shot her, he left her for dead, and that's it, man.
And as police closed in, Hilliard says his family received a handwritten note from Witt explaining what happened, that he and Hilliard were arguing, a gun went off, and she was hit by a ricochet. Hilliard says, tell that to a judge.
Him doing that just makes him look more like a horrible person. We'll be waiting in the courtroom, and I want to talk to him about why he did this to my sister.
And as the Hilliards wait for that day, they're focusing on building a legacy for a mother who worked tirelessly for her kids. On the day she was laid to rest, this arrest met with heavy hearts. Justice catching up just as a family said goodbye.
But nothing adds up to murder. You don't murder somebody just because you're in your feelings or whatever the case may be. You don't need to kill anybody.
In Mesquite, I'm Matt Howerton.
All right, guys, you seen it? This woman killed in her house by a longtime boyfriend. Now, remember I was telling you guys where men that do certain actions or crimes that other men will look at them and be like, look at them side-eyed, like, no matter what they say, they can't make it favorable to the actions that they did. This is one of them crimes. This guy killed the mother of his children in her kitchen, in her house, where he lived as a boyfriend. Shot her in her house. Had a gun in his hand while they're arguing. After he does that, he takes the kids, after he shoots her and leaves her on the floor, takes the kids, with one of them present, the 3-year-old, when he shot the woman in the face. Takes them to his family's house, drops them off, and then goes on the run. Caught 11 days later. While he's gone, he writes a note to the family explaining why he did what he did. While, before he did that, he told a couple of people in her family what he did as he ran like the bitch that he was. And that's a bitch move, let's be honest. How many of you men out there, and I'm talking to you fellas, argue with a woman with a gun in your hand? In her shit. Why is a gun in your hand and you raising your voice and all this other stuff? How'd the gun come in your hand? See how stupid it sounds? Why would you let yourself get that mad when you had chances and choices that you could have made to not have you in this position right here and this woman could be alive? Hell, you could have thought about your own self-preservation and walked out the fucking house. At least you would have still had your freedom and she'd still be alive. How do you allow somebody to get you that mad when there are doors in the house that you can walk out of? I'm more than sure, judging by his actions, that whatever argument they was having, if he turned around and walked away and left out that house, I'm more than sure she wouldn't have stopped him. Because the actions that he made after said action of killing her, decision-wise, says a lot. Excuse me. It says a lot. Then you write a letter to the family explaining your side where she's dead and can't explain hers. You're a fucking asshole. You stupid. Like that's going to make it better. That only made it worse. Now you're caught. When they was burying her, they was announcing your arrest. How stupid are you? 2 children ain't going to have a mother because of you, and they ain't going to have their father because of a decision you made. Hell, it's upsetting, but maybe they better off. You know what I'm saying? You're only as strong as the one that leads you. And this dude right here walks in circles in life. Stupid as hell. He's 42 fucking years old. And you decide to kill a woman that you just had a baby with. Excuse me. I want you to let that sink in for a second. You killed a woman you just had a baby by. We were arguing, always that same bullshit. We was arguing and the gun just went off. The only way it would go off is if you had your hand on the trigger during the argument, number one. And number two, if you put it in her face and she tried to move it and it hit your hand on said trigger and shot her. Either way, it was a poor decision on your part to even have a gun in your hand or a gun in the house where the kids could get to it anyway, or you could have access to it. I have never argued with a woman, and I had a lot of arguments. I have never argued with a woman with a weapon in my hand. How many of you men out there with common sense already know that's a recipe for disaster with the way the laws and bylaws go with domestic violence? You don't want to have nothing in your hand if you arguing with somebody, and you damn sure don't want to be fighting with somebody. So you having that gun in your hand, that right there had something to do with a point you was trying to prove or get across that you wasn't to be trifled with. Or you was trying to scare somebody with it. Why would you have it in your hand? Your baby right the fuck there. This is the person when they're younger and you ask them questions, they go, I don't know. And then you say, get out my face. That builds this type of person. No accountability. And then no matter what they say after it's gone, they always the victim. She's dead. You not. She didn't have a gun. You did during the argument. So how can you defend anything? How did she get shot in the forehead unless you aimed or pointed the gun up there? That's all I got to say. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I got to drink something. My throat's messed up. I will see you in the next video. Take care. I apologize for coughing.